And there is, that's the full moon. That's Mary Hill Cemetery right there. We're in Niles, Illinois. Actually Park Ridge right over there. And Des Plaines over there. There it is. There's the full moon above Mary Hill Cemetery. And this is where I was gonna film scene for Vampire Woman, the opening scene where Vampire Woman comes out of the crypt. There used to be an old crypt down there. You see all the old weeds? Isn't that cool? Look at that. Cool scenery for a movie. But when I went to film it in '94, and I wanted to film it, that crypt was torn down. The hill was gone down here, down at Dempster and Cumberland there. And there used to be a little old crypt up on that little hill. I thought that'd be a great scene for the opening scene where Vampire Woman comes out of the crypt. You know, that'd be a cool scene. But guess what? I couldn't find it. I found out, and I mentioned it to some old lady on the bus, and she says, "Oh yeah, they tore it down." You know, like, it's all gone. And she smiled, like she was happy about it. She's like in her late 70s. So, and I'm like, oh man, I wanted to film there. I'm a monster movie maker. I thought that'd be a good scene for a movie, you know. Anyway, but I went to Vernon Hills. I found a place in Vernon Hills. I was just driving down Milwaukee Avenue one night, just driving down, and I see this old shack, like house, with the windows burned out. It's an old house, and then there's like an old shack next to it. And it was perfect scene. This is perfect for a movie. Weeds, old trees around it. It was like, it was away from the road a little, off the beaten track, off the road, like an old abandoned, burned out house. But the house outside wasn't burned. It was just the inside was like burned out, but no windows. It was perfect. So that was the house, for the haunted house for Vampire Woman. And then the old little shack, that like a chicken coop in there, no chickens, but with the windows broken out. That was perfect for a Vampire Woman's hiding place where we hid her fake cardboard coffin that I got for $20 at Walgreens. Actually, $19.99. I don't want to, you know, I want to save that extra penny. You need those extra pennies, you know. I saved the whole penny, $19.99 plus tax, you know. So it was about $23, and it was worth it. That was my coffin, because I heard Ed Wood use the cardboard coffin in his first movie, The Sands of Laredo or something. Something about something like that. It was a Western flick, like a half-hour short film. And Crossroads to Laredo. And I read about this in the Ed Wood Companion. Conrad Brooks and Buddy Barnett narrated. But they used a cardboard coffin for those scenes. Anyway, so I sort of said, hey, well, Ed Wood used a cardboard coffin in his movies. I used one in mine. And he used like cardboard sets. He made like fake gravestones and stuff that wobbled, wiggled in Plan 9 from Outer Space. So, you know, Ed Wood is a great inspiration to me. But mostly Roger Corman, because he was making those movies that I used to watch after school at 3:30. I saw one of Ed Wood's movies, Bride of the Monster, after school. I remember with the giant octopus. That's like the only movie I saw on the 3:30 movie was Bride of the Monster on The Big Show, which used to be on Channel 7 in Chicago, and we lived in Park Ridge at the time. You know, we lived in Park Ridge for like, you know, almost like 25, 28 years I lived there. Anyway, so I used to watch that after school, right after Dark Shadows. Dark Shadows come on at 3 o'clock. My friend John Bruner from Lincoln Junior High, he goes, hey, do you watch Dark Shadows? He says, you should watch Dark Shadows. They got vampires and werewolves on it. I go, they do? I go, wow. Ever since then, I was watching Dark Shadows, and I was hooked on it. What a great show. Great music. Barnabas Collins with his fangs, you know. And yeah, werewolves sometimes in it. Oh, that was great. Don Briscoe played a werewolf. I remember that. I met a lot of those guys at Dark Shadows Convention. They have it every year in New York. Sometimes they have it in Vegas, but usually in New York, Manhattan, New York. And I met I met David Selby. I met Laura Parker, who played Angelique the Witch. And I met what's her name? Melanie Scott. Catherine Lee Scott, who plays Maggie Evans. Not Maggie Scott. She played Maggie Evans, but her name is Catherine Lee Scott, former Chicago Playboy bunny. Yeah, down at the Playboy Club down in Chicago. That's what she says. She tells about that in her book. She's real proud of that. You know, nice lady, real nice. So, you know, people shouldn't judge and say, oh, she was a Playboy bunny, she's evil. No, I don't want to hear that. She's a nice lady, and a lot of those, you know, Playboy bunnies and former Playboy they're ladies. They're ladylike, and they have good manners and everything. And a lot of women should learn things from them, how to be more ladylike. And they're nice people, but they just pose for the magazine, you know. It's a way for them to make money, have a career. You know, it doesn't mean they're bad, evil women. You know what I mean? Besides that, how can I judge? I like looking at them. I mean, you know, a lot of guys will judge, like, oh, that's evil. But hey, I'm a guy, I'm a man. I'm attracted to women. I admit I like looking at them. I'm not going to lie about it, man. And I have hundreds, thousands of times. Thousands of times, man, I've looked at those magazines since I've been like about 13, 14, yeah. I saw the first picture when I was second grade. One guy at school, or fourth grade. When I was in fourth grade, some guy gave me a picture. That was the first time I saw a picture in one of those magazines. This guy at school gave me a picture because his dad had a lot of me. Tore one out and gave it to me. I was a naughty boy. Hey, I'm just, you know, it's part of growing up, you know. So, you know, like I say, you know, if it wasn't for any lust, none of us would be here. So, thank God for beautiful women. Thank God that I'm attracted to them. That means I'm normal. I'm very, very proud of that. It makes me feel like a man. Like that kid on Seinfeld. He kisses Elaine at the bar mitzvah and he goes, I'm a man, I'm a man. And Elaine's like, whoa, and she's pulling back. And then she started getting all these invites for bar mitzvahs and stuff. And she's telling George and Jerry about it. And Kramer, she goes, I've already got like 10 invites to bar mitzvahs and parties, birthday parties. Because they all, you know, the word went around that she's hot. She's a babe. She's got a nice body. Elaine Benez. That's Julia Louis-Dreyfus. She's got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, man. Yeah, she's cute. Okay, there you see the haunted.